Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the Federico Show. In this episode today, we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots going up against the Seattle Seahawks. New England back in the Super Bowl after a short rebuild. They were terrible 2 years ago and last year. Now they're back in the show, in the biggest show of all time, the Super Bowl 60. Seattle also back in the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold and JSN and Cooper Kupp and Rashad Shaheed and Kenneth Walker and the boys. They're back in the Seattle is back in the Super Bowl. The last time these two played against each other in the Super Bowl was, I believe it was 2015, and we all know what happened. The Seattle Seahawks did not run it on the goal line with beast mode. Marshawn Lynch. Instead, they went for a pass, intercepted by Malcolm Butler. The New England Patriots become Super Bowl champions. Crazy. That was a crazy game. In this video, we're going to talk about how I think both teams can end up winning this game. And then I'm going to put in a prediction who is actually going to win this game, I think. So let's start about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks. How I think they're going to win this game. I think their special teams is going to be the game changer. Their punt unit going to put the New England Patriots back deep. Field goal. Have confidence with the kicker that he can kick. That he can make any kick on that field within 50 yards. Rashad Shaheed is a no-brainer that he is going to be a difference maker when the ball's in his hands while he returns. Hopefully, they're probably not even going to kick to him if they're actually geniuses. Because, you know, having the scare that he can bring one back deep in the Super Bowl and potentially to the house, that's not what you want to have happen in the Super Bowl. So I think special teams is going to be a big part in this football game for obviously both teams because they've been both great special teams. But I think the difference maker for the Seattle Seahawks to win this football game is going to be one aspect, is going to be their special teams. The other one I think is going to be flustering a second-year quarterback and the Drake May and pressuring him day in and day out. Make him throw the tough passes. And they're probably going to result in an interception. But you keep on putting constant pressure in his face, he's going to crumble. It's a second-year quarterback. They crumble. And it's on the biggest stage. It's in the Super Bowl. It's in San Francisco. It's Super Bowl 60. So he's probably going to crumble. Put pressure in his face. And you know, minimizing the run game. I think New England's gonna try and establish the run game pretty early on. I think they're gonna try and establish Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson as the 1-2 punch in this Super Bowl. The D-line's gonna minimize that, but they're gonna have to minimize that. Offense just has to do their things, protect the football on offense, you know, and I think it's the final game of the year. You know, Kenneth Walker, he's the only, you know, game changer on the running back side, like in the running back room after Zach Charbonnet went down with injury. I just think they run him to the ground. I think you give him 24 carries and let him just let him do his thing. And I think that's what they're going to do. But he has to protect the rock. On the offensive side, it's protect the ball, establish a run game, and get the juices flowing. Also, one thing that I think they need one player I think they need to establish early on in this game is Cooper Kupp, the veteran presence. He's been in the Super Bowl. He's been in the biggest stage before. That's going to be and to get Sam Darnold comfortable in the game early on. I think his favorite target will be Cooper Kupp. Just get him flowing on the first drive. Obviously, JSN and Rashad Shaheed, they will be open as the game goes on. But if you want it, easy check downs. Get Sam Darnold comfortable early on. That's my key to the game for them. Is their special teams has to be strong, just like it's been all regular season and in the postseason. Defense needs to cause constant pressure on a young offensive line and a young quarterback and minimize the run if they do go to a two-headed monster. Because I think they can minimize Ramondre Stevenson with ease. But I think if they have the two-headed monsters, it's going to be a little different on the run game, I think. But they're going to minimize it. But constant pressure into Drake May's face. Get Kenneth Walker going early and often. Sam Darnold, get him comfortable early on in the game. We've seen him, when he's very comfortable quarterback, he is an unstoppable force. He's a fantastic quarterback when he's comfortable early on, just like we've seen for the past 2 years. Once he's comfortable in a setting and in a game, he can make every throw. He feels like he can make every throw. He starts using his legs a lot more. Get him comfortable in the game early, and I think the guy that can make him comfortable is Cooper Kupp. You get him going too. You get both of them comfortable early on in the game. You're gonna see a lot of success for the Seattle Seahawks. Now let's go see how the New England Patriots can win this Super Bowl. Get your veterans involved early. Hunter Henry on the offensive side and Stephon Diggs. Get them involved early and get their confidence going instantly. Offensive line. We've talked about this. Will Campbell's not having the greatest playoffs. He had a good regular season too. I think he comes back into this game with something to prove, with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Even though, in my eyes, he's been playing decent, but there's been points where it's just, he hasn't. But with this offensive line, you're going to have to protect. You have to protect Drake May. We've seen what happens when there's constant pressure on Drake May. Fumbles, forcing the throws to result in this interceptions. Can't have that happen in the biggest stage in the Super Bowl. So that's another thing I'm going to go to, is protecting the football with Drake May. Yes, they've beaten the Denver Broncos. Yes, they've beaten the Los Angeles Chargers. And yes, they've beaten the Houston Texans. Drake May has also had a lot of turnovers in these last 3 games. I think protecting the football against this defense, because he hasn't played a defense like this. The New England Patriots haven't even played a team like this. Seattle's a whole different team. Protect the football. Control what you can control, and the one thing you can control is the football. Protect the football in Drake May. But that also comes with the offensive line. You need to minimize the pressures on your quarterback. You have to do a great job. Get your veterans started early. Get them going early. Hunter Henry and Stephon Diggs. I know there's a couple other guys too. Protect the football. Drake May has to protect the football. And get the 1-2 punch going with Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. I think the run game could be a big difference in this game. It can result in open up a pass for Drake May. And that could be another key to success. Open up the passing game. They just made it to the Super Bowl. I was about to say national championship. They just made it to the Super Bowl with Drake May throwing for 10 for 21 for 85 yards. Defense did a tremendous job, but the Blizzard came in, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt of that. On the special teams, I think special teams has been one of the best highlights for this New England football team this year. I think they get that going too. I think we can see a nice special teams game going on in the Super Bowl. I'm down for it. Pin them deep. Have confidence in your kicker that you can make any kick. And the return. We're gonna see a couple big returns in the Super Bowl, I believe. With this New England special teams have gone off for a couple good returns this year. Same with the Seattle Seahawks. So I think we can expect a couple good returns. Maybe one break free for the house. That would be awesome. On the defensive side, you're gonna have a hard time covering JSN, Rashad Shaheed, Cooper Kupp, but you're gonna have to do it. My eye is put pressure. With this defensive line, put pressure on Sam Darnold. Make him force throws. Make him force bad throws to JSN, to Cooper Kupp, to Rashad Shaheed, and to the tight end. Minimize the run game also. Kenneth Walker, I think they're going to establish the run early, but if you minimize that game early and make them start forcing the throw, and you can cause pressure, constant pressure all game, in Sam Darnold's face, he's gonna have flashbacks, and he might be seeing ghosts. He's gonna have flashbacks to the New York Jets days, because there's still a New York Jet in him. Are we gonna see it on the Super Bowl? A New York Jets Sam Darnold performance? Because if there's constant pressure in his face over and over and over, and he doesn't have a run game to rely on, this game is wide open. You have to stop the run. If you force them to throw with constant pressure in Sam Darnold's face, the New England Patriots are going to be Super Bowl champions. Because you take away the run game, and you're forcing Sam Darnold to throw a lot of passes, either we're going to see Sam Darnold dice you up, or we're going to see New York Jets Sam Darnold. How he's been playing for the past 2 years, we're going to see him dice up that defense. But if you put constant pressure in his face, he's going to start seeing ghosts. Because if he's forced to throw bad passes to JSN, I don't know who's going to be on him. Probably Christian Gonzalez. If he jumps those interceptions, it's going to be a thing. The secondary has to play top-notch and disciplined football. You can't be giving them free first downs on pass interferences. You can't be doing any of that. Clean football while you're covering one of the best receivers in the National Football League and one of the best teams. You just play disciplined football. The secondary has to play clean football also, but they have to play tough football. Make every single catch a contested catch. Make their lives tough. Those are my key to success for both football teams. I know I said some stuff similar, but that's the truth. That's how they're going to win the game. But I do think, though, if they take the run game, I think for the New England Patriots, if they take Seattle's run game out of the picture early on, they can open up this game a lot more, especially if the offense opens up the passing game. So it's now New England's offense is flowing. New England's defense is flowing. Well, Seattle's offense isn't flowing. I don't know about the defense. The defense is probably going to be flowing for the Seattle Seahawks. Those are my keys for how both teams can win this Super Bowl. And now speaking about that, who's going to win the Super Bowl? I think it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks, though. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to win this game by 10. A lot of people I've been talking to, they think it's going to be by 15, 20. Some people are saying 30. I know I've been saying it jokingly 30 to my friends. But no, I think it's going to be closer than what a lot of people anticipated. This New England team is coached very well, coached tremendously. Mike Vrabel is one of the best coaches in the National Football League. He's a smart guy. He's had success in these games as a player, and now he's here as a coach. I think the New England's defense is playing better. As the more games that they play, the more games they get better at it, or the more better they get. They get better as they play more football games, especially big football games. I don't think they're gonna have the way to close it out. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a close game for all four quarters. I think Seattle's going to win by 10 points. I just think they're not. I think there's something missing with New England, and they're just not going to be able to close it out, or they're going to be trailing for the most part of this game by either within 7 or 3 points, and resultantly to lose by 10. On Seattle's point, though, I think JSN is going to be a little too much to handle. I think Rashad Shaheed's going to use his speed a lot. I think he's going to have great returns and set Sam Darnold in that offense up for success on first downs. I think Kenneth Walker's going to get going for 20-plus carries, maybe 24-plus carries. I just think that offense has so many weapons and even secret weapons that I think they can easily break out this game. Defense, too, I think they're going to really shut down Drake May and cause a lot of concern for Drake May and a lot of turnovers. I just think the Seattle defense is tremendous, one of the best in the NFL, obviously. I just think they're going to cause havoc all day. And I think that offense for Seattle is going to be up for success with the returns that Rashad Shaheed brings and set them up for a successful 1st and 10s and maybe close to enemy territory. I just think all three aspects for the Seattle Seahawks are going to be on fire. Special teams is going to do a good job. Offense is going to do a good job at defense. And that's what you want. You want a perfect game from all three aspects to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 60. in San Francisco. But I do think New England's going to keep it close. This is a good ball team. This is a good Super Bowl. It's not the storyline that people want to see, but when New England loses, a lot of excuses are going to come thrown out the way. His shoulder, it's going to be Drake May's shoulder. Drake May's fine. He's 100% fine. I think it's just he's fine. I don't think his shoulder's a problem. I think because the lack of storylines are here in the Super Bowl, I think the media needed a storyline. So, they gave him one. It was the shoulder injury. He's fine. He's going to play lights out. But, when they lose, or if they lose, everyone's going to be talking about that shoulder. But I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I hope it's not low scoring, but I can totally see why it could be. Sam Darnold, lights could be too bright for him too. I don't know. I truly don't know. The score, though, that I have, it's going to be... Let's think about this. 27-17. Yeah, I could see that being the score. 27-17, maybe 34-24. It's going to be closer than what people think. It's going to be closer than what people anticipate. 27-17. 24-14. There's a lot. I actually can't predict an actual score. I know I said it's going to be within 10. So let's go 27-17. The Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be an awesome game. No matter what. The team with the better regular season defense is 30-17 in Super Bowl history. Just a nice little tidbit right there that I have in my notes for some odd reason. The AFC has won 6 of the last 10 Super Bowls, and either the Chiefs or Eagles have won the last 5 out of 8. Last 8 games. It's going to be an awesome game no matter what. I know I've been saying that a lot. People are saying it's probably one of the worst Super Bowls because there's no storylines. To be honest, it's just because New England's back in the Super Bowl. I know I don't want to see New England ever back in the Super Bowl, but here we go. They've been in the Super Bowl for literally my whole life. Literally half of my life. The New England Patriots have been in the Super Bowl. Crazy. Hate them. But let's talk about some other news, actually. The international games. There's going to be, I think, 9 of them. Let me just search something up so I got that right. There's other news, too, like Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's a little ridiculous in my mind. I just think, Robert Kraft not being in the Super Bowl, that was announced today. I don't know who's leaking these because the class hasn't even came out yet. I'm pretty sure the Hall of Fame class comes out on Thursday. But Robert Kraft not in the Hall of Fame makes no sense. Cheating, whatever. Take away all the cheating allegations. They're still the most successful franchise in the NFL. Bill Belichick not being in the Hall of Fame is a little ridiculous also. Take away those cheating allegations. The Deflategate was all Tom Brady. Spygate I can get, but that was many years ago. Take that out of his resume. It still speaks loudly. Still the best coach in NFL history. He should just be in the Hall. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer because he won a playoff game with the Cleveland Browns. He's the most winningest coach of all time. Bill Belichick should have been a first ballot. But now does this cause concern for Tom Brady not being a first ballot Hall of Famer? I think no. That's not me asking a question. I know, but that's just the question that I've been seeing around the world. Is this cause for concern? Is Tom Brady going to be the first ballot then, or is he not? Yeah, he's still going to be a first ballot. People like Tom Brady. People don't like Robert Kraft, and people don't like Bill Belichick because they always won. They're winners. People don't like winners. That's what I came to the conclusion. Even though a lot of people hate Tom Brady, but because he's retired now, they don't really have a reason to hate him. They can kind of they can celebrate him as being the greatest quarterback of all time. With Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, they're always going to hate him. I don't know why, but that's what it is. So I think because the fans love Tom Brady and the football world love Tom Brady, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer no matter what still. And I just can't believe we're talking about if people like you or not. But that's just kind of what it seems like with the NFL Hall of Fame committee, because it doesn't talk, because resume is not, no one talks resume anymore, I bet. It's like the college football committee. It makes no sense. We got people voting for the dumbest things and for the dumbest reasons of all time. If this world was smart and there was people filled with a lot of smart people, egos aside and relationships aside, Bill Belichick is a first ballot. Robert Kraft is in the Hall of Fame. Tom Brady, no doubt, is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's even like with a lot of scandals that happened back in the day. There's a lot of Hall of Famers, or there's a lot of Hall of Fame caliber players that are not in the MLB Hall of Fame and the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame because of steroid use back in the day. That was part of the game. Man, that was part of the game back in the day. Let them in. I don't really like talking about, the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. They're going to get in. I really don't care if they're a first ballot, second ballot, third ballot, fourth ballot, whatever. They're going to get into the Hall of Fame no matter what. So it's not really a big talking point. It's just there's a lot of dumb people out there that are just not voting or are doing the voting. College football has a lot of dum-dums that are doing the top 25s. The NFL has a lot of dum-dums in general. Like we're going to 9. Oh, the NFL has confirmed a record 8 international games. A little ridiculous. Oh, 9. It's 9. NFL, 9 international games coming in 2026. See? A lot of dum-dums over there, too. I get it for growing the game, but at this point, it's not even for growing the game. It's literally just for more money for the National Football League. So on a business standpoint, I'm all for it. Like, what's up? That's cool. But I'm so sorry. Like, these games are cool, though. The 3 games in London, England. Like, they're usually the worst games, and they're usually not good games to watch, and they're so early in the morning. Like, I hate it, because I'm on the Eastern time. Madrid, Spain is going to be cool. New location, though, Melbourne, Australia. I'm actually excited to watch that. That's going to be awesome. See how the fans react to NFL football in Australia. Mexico, Germany. 2 new other locations, Brazil, Rio, Brazil, and Paris, France. I'm okay with the international games at some point, but 9 of them? And Roger Goodell has said when they're doing when it's Super Bowl week, so he speaks, he hopes for every single team to have an international game at least once on their schedule. Pump your brakes, brother. That's a terrible idea. That's not a good idea. I don't even think the players like it. Playing international, it sucks for the fans because usually one team loses out on a home game, so season ticket holders that year just lose a game, and they pay good money to watch every single game. A lot of them actually resell their tickets for price back, but I think the international games, I'm all for growing football. I think growing sports internationally is one of the greatest things, but they have football over there, man. They have a lot of football fans around this world. But at the same time, though, it's not really for growing the game anymore. It's for the moolah, the money. But the NFL has more than enough, but you could always make more money. And that's exactly what they're doing with 9 international football games will be coming to the next year's schedule. I just hope my Dallas Cowboys aren't in any of them. Because I'm sorry, this team sucks. I'm not waking up at like 8 o'clock in the morning to watch Dallas Cowboys lose by 30 in Germany. I'm not okay with that. I'm not down for that. I know the true fans would be like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll wake up at any time. I already wake up early in the morning and watch Liverpool lose 4-1 to Burnley. I can't have my favorite football NFL team lose 30-0 in Germany or in England at 9 o'clock in the morning. I can't have that. Imagine on the same weekend too. Maybe on the same day. I can't have that. No, that'd be tough. But yeah, this has been my Super Bowl talk. I got the Seattle Seahawks beating the New England Patriots 27-17 in Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco this Sunday. It's going to be a cool one. I'll see you guys later. Ciao.